on the brain. Well, speaking of being, well, it's very hard to segue here because these people have lost so much weight. Our first guests are half the people that they used to be. Inspired by the show The Biggest Loser, Jerome and Shawna Biggers have turned their lives around by losing hundreds of pounds.
Like millions of other couples, they slowly started gaining weight after they got married and had children. Jerome and Shawna join us now to tell us how they lost all the weight and kept it off.
Welcome to Daytime, you two. What an amazing story you have. Shawna, I want to start with you. How much did you weigh at your heaviest?
300 pounds.
And Jerome?
493 pounds.
And what was it when you finally came to that realization and thought, okay, we've got to do something about this now before it's too late?
Well, I was the first one that came to realization. I had seen a friend lose some weight, and I thought maybe this is something I could do, but I didn't. At that point, I just kind of focused on what I was doing, with my life. And one of the stories I like to tell is my Walmart trip. I do the Walmart shopping, so the first thing I would do when I get to the parking lot is look for a cart, because I'd have to lean on that cart through the entire store, and I had to stop to rest. And then by the time I got to the checkout counter, I'd just be dripping in sweat. I couldn't stand for 5 minutes. I couldn't walk any distance. So I finally realized that, I'm on the fast track to death here. I had high blood pressure, high cholesterol, had PAD, poor circulation in my lower legs. My legs were always so swollen that if I got a wound, I'd have to go to the hospital to have them treat them.
Oh, my goodness.
So I finally said, okay, I need to do this. And, The Biggest Loser is, a great show and very motivating. But we didn't have a ranch around us. So we started, we started looking around, and we found a ranch. It was Medi-Weightloss clinics. It's a program that teaches you a new lifestyle. Eating real food, it's physician supervised. You go in for your weekly visits, and you're weighed in. You have the nurses there to support you, and I was able to do it. I started Christmas of '08. So
well, congratulations. It goes without saying you guys look great. Yeah. What I want to know is this. I have a lot of friends that maybe struggle with some weight as well, and it's interesting to me because whenever we go out to eat or I see them, they're never eating a lot, and so it makes me kind of wonder, how does that happen? So how'd that happen for you guys?
Well, I think we, in some instances, were eating a lot initially. I was one of the binge eaters and would eat the whole bag of cookies and all of that.
But was it at night and stuff where not a lot of people around?
It was, yeah, because we were both. We wouldn't eat in front of people because when we were so large, people would be looking at you and you felt like they were judging you. So it made it hard. So
when you got married, you weren't very large. So was it just a very gradual progression, and did you just find yourself getting less and less motivated to get off the couch? Did you just fall into bad habits?
I think it was bad habits, and we just made really poor choices when it came to food. And we have children, and as the kids' activities got to be more, and you're running from this to this to this, it's too easy to go through the drive-through, and it just is too easy.
You lost a dramatic amount of weight, both of you did, in a fairly short period of time. How is that possible without really cutting? I mean, how much did you cut back on calories, and how active did you have to get to do this?
It was basically a lifestyle change. I mean, it was from day one. I was going to do everything I could do to be sure I was successful in the program. So I did everything. I did the diet, I did the exercise. I mean, the program that we followed pretty much gives you a roadmap on what to do. You just have to follow it, and it's pretty easy to do. So.
Well, and it didn't hurt that we're usually at the gym between 4:15 and 4:30 in the morning, every morning. We figure if we get that workout in right off the bat, there's no excuses later in the day. So.
Very smart. Now, you guys see them sitting here, and so it's maybe hard to grasp the size change here. So you brought pants, so could you kind of show us?
These were your jeans?
These were your jeans.
These were our jeans. These were mine.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. And those are Jerome's.
And these were mine.
Gosh.
We actually both fit into his jeans now.
Was it easier, do you think, because you did it together?
Oh, supporting each other was huge, yeah. I don't know that if we would have been as successful if we hadn't had each other. So, and our kids helped a lot too. They're 19 and 21, and they were very supportive and have been very proud of us.
Yeah, I was going to say, they have to be proud of you guys.
Oh yeah, they even post on Facebook about us, so we know we must be somewhat cool.
Well, my wife should tell you why she decided to go ahead and start the program.
Why?
Well, because as he was losing weight, I was a little slower than him. He was losing weight, and I'd always been smaller than him, and he was quickly approaching where I was at that 300 pounds, and I thought, heavens, I'm I can't be bigger than him, so that really got me going too. So it's embarrassing, but that helped.
Jerome, 293 pounds in 16 months. Did you have surgery to get rid of the excess skin?
Yeah, I had a tummy tuck, and they took 11 pounds of skin.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Shawna, did you have to do the same?
I'm not at my goal yet, so we're going to wait until I get there, and then we'll do that.
But
so.
you don't have skin hanging off you at all.
No,
You've
not
been-
too bad, but yeah, I'm going to wait till I get to my goal.
Very inspiring, you two. Thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Congratulations. And I know this is a lifestyle change, so this is you for the rest of your lives,
is.
right?
Right.
Okay, Jerome and Shawna Figures. Sammy, over to you.
Now you might think